Happy New Year, everybody. This is me, Terry Levi, Becca Levi's husband, for those of you that don't know me, and you've heard of Becca or know her personally. Uh, this is the new year, 2013. The world didn't end last year, therefore we have another year to wait for it to end. Those of you, Becca's pointing at a green light.
Well, look into the camera.
Look into the camera. Okay, I'm sorry. Those of you who have some kind of belief that the world's going to come to an end, you'll have to wait because it didn't, and now we have to wait for a new prediction. But we did almost make it off the cliff last night. The Senate decided to do something, and the House has to decide whether they're going to do it or not. So we're right at the edge of the cliff. We don't know whether we're going over or not. Doesn't really matter because we're still going to be alive. So we have to progress. And so yesterday I was thinking, well, I'm going to make a resolution not to make a resolution this year because for the last 57 years, well, 52 because I'm 57, and Rebecca said I have to look because my eyes are squinty. My eyes are always squinty. They don't open very wide, and if they do, they look really weird. So, anyway, I was making a resolution not to make a resolution, and then I figured that was a resolution in itself. So what I thought I needed to do, because I know I'm a resolution junkie, I've made more goals and more resolutions than most people have ever thought of. Haven't kept most of them. So therefore, I was wondering if there was a resolution anonymous somewhere. You know, because there's an anonymous for everything. I could not find a resolution anonymous. You know, there's no place that you can go to if you're addicted to goals and resolutions. Anywhere. It doesn't happen. So I thought, well, niche. We'll start this one. So this is Resolution Anonymous. I'm the founder, Terry Levi. Well, I can't say Levi because I'm the founder, Terry. And I admit I'm a resolution addict. Now, I've never been to an AA meeting before, so I don't know what goes on after that, but I've seen that on TV. So, we made a resolution to, Becca's been trying to get me to do this for I don't know how long, do a video every day, because some people like it, some don't. And that's good because I'm kind of like that. Some people like me, some don't. So, because I have been making resolutions. One of the resolutions, as you can see, if any of you know me, I'm just a little overweight. Actually, quite nice. But I'm just a little overweight. In fact, I'm about a person overweight. So instead of setting a goal to lose a certain amount of weight, I've set a goal to lose a person. Huh? Yeah? Hey. Now, that can be taken one or two ways. There's several people in my life that I would like to lose, right? And I just get rid of them. Doesn't work. So the person has to be me. And I haven't decided yet which person I want to get rid of. See, there's two of me. There's the really thin me that lives inside me, and there's the overweight me that loves to eat. So I have to decide which one I want to be. This has come to I've actually decided this a lot of times. But I've actually never followed through on it. Actually, I have. I've lost a lot of weight, gained a lot of weight. Pretty good at it. It's about the only thing I'm really good at. But I was spending the Christmas vacation with Becca's family. And we got into a discussion about my inability to be thin. And you have to know that this is really hard for me because I hate to admit being wrong about anything. So Becca's sister and brother, who happened to invite us to their house with the rest of the family, owned fitness clubs. She was a nurse before, and he's way into fitness, into athletics, and very good at what he does. And so we were always in this discussion about me losing weight. And it got a little, going sometimes. And those of you that don't know me, I've I've suffered with depression for quite a while, and I have worked on it and not worked on it. And anyway, probably being fat doesn't help, because if you're fat, you hate yourself because you want to lose weight. Then you go on a diet and you lose a little weight, then you eat again, then you hate yourself again. So you're pretty much hating yourself all the time. But that wasn't the point. When I was talking to my brother-in-law, it was late in the evening. I think it was probably Christmas Eve, and there was a little libation going around, which is why I waited till late in the afternoon to do this, because I wanted everybody to be able to wake up and see my smiling face. But it came right down to it one time during the discussion, because I kept saying that I couldn't find a reason to live. And finally, we went through all the different reasons and all of that, and finally he said, "You're just selfish." And I naturally agreed with him that I was, because I'm that kind of guy. I don't want anybody to get anything over on me. So I said, "Yeah, I'm selfish." And then I started thinking, yeah, I really am kind of selfish, because I really wasn't, I have never lost anybody physically to death. And so everything in my life has always been a financial thing. And so I hardly ever take into account how people feel physically when, or emotionally, when somebody important in their life dies. But my dad has been sick and dying for quite a while. And while we were there, he was in the hospital getting an operation. Didn't really know whether he was going to live through it or not. And I've been thinking a lot that I've lived my last couple of years for him. Becca couldn't live in where we lived because of weather and all of that kind of stuff. So she moved to a different part of the state. And I stayed there because we had business. And I stayed there mainly because of my dad. My dad and I are very close. We've always worked together. I grew up on farms and ranches with him, and then we went into business together, and we've always been together. Except for my mother, I've probably been with him more than anybody else. So it got me thinking about, yeah, I really am quite selfish, and which doesn't bring much happiness or joy into a person's life. So, Tim, I want you to know that I don't want you to get a big head about this, because I know that's possible. But that was a very good discussion, and I am taking it to heart, because if I don't, my heart will quit, and then I will be dead. And then the trauma that it will cause my family and my loved ones is far greater than I probably realize. See, when I was in the hospital for 5 weeks in intensive care, I was out. So I didn't have much pain, and I didn't really know what was going on. And so it didn't cause me a lot of trauma, so I didn't get to see didn't cause me a lot of, well, it probably did, but I have PTSD, you can't sleep, things like that. But I didn't get to see the emotional conflicts that it caused with my family. And it's been 3 years now, and I'm still alive. And I decided yesterday that one of the resolutions, well, I've been deciding since we had this discussion, that a family really is a really good reason to live for. I've lived for mine for a long time, my personal mother and father, and I keep hoping that someday that I will have kids that, treat me the same that I do them. And I didn't take into account the other people. Becca's beautiful. She makes good money. And therefore, I felt that she would have no problem finding somebody new. I mean, come on, look at me. I'm older than she is. She could easily replace me. And And one of the things Tim said, yes, she probably could, and if she wanted to, she would have already. So obviously she doesn't want to replace you. So she will miss you if you're not there. And whether she would find somebody new after or not, I don't know. And she may or may not. And so that is, but the emotional trauma would be a big thing. So therefore, my resolution this year is to do a video every day. And because I like to do videos that are some kind of discussion and something somebody wants to hear something about, except for me, some of them will be training, because a lot of people listening to this are Sensi people. Some of it won't be training because I like to ramble. Also like to garden. I got some tomatoes out of my sunroom. So this year, hopefully, will be better than last year in a lot of ways. I don't know financially if it will be, because of the economy and the different things that are going on. I don't know if politically it will be, but I know that I can make it more emotionally stable for my family, which will be good. And also out there, now while we're on the training thing, this is a new year. Last year's gone. Doesn't count for anything except for the past. The future we can't do anything about except for now. We can change our future now, but it's the only time we can change it is in the present. We can't change it in the past. We can't go back and do things different. We can start now, and we can progress from there. Those of you that are with Sensi or have your own kind of business or any kind, it's not happening, huh? There are a lot of things that can still happen. I know that Sensi is not anywhere near the end of its lifespan. I know that, honestly, seems to have been, in my mind, I don't know for sure, because I don't know all the statistics, some kind of excitement lost that there used to be. There used to be an excitement with Sensi. And we as leaders, if any of you out there are listening as leaders, the excitement part of the company is our fault. It's our problem. If we're not excited, the people that we work with won't be excited, so on and so on and so on. It's kind of like parenting. Sometimes it's a little hypocritical for us to be parents because we remember being kids. And we don't want our kids to do the things that we did, although we enjoyed doing them. So we have to learn that our responsibility as leaders, and what Sensi pays us for, if we want to get right down to it, is to keep our team excited. That's what a coach's job is. Doesn't matter whether it's the NFL, NHL, PQRD, PCRA. The job of a coach is to keep their team excited. Now, usually coaches don't make as much as the players, especially in professional football or professional sports of any kind. That's okay, because that's not his job. His job is to keep them playing, to keep them excited. Fortunately, in our business, as coaches, Sensi pays us to be a representative. It also pays us to be a coach, and then it pays us to be a teacher, and then it pays us to be a cheerleader. So we as leaders have 5 or 6 different hats to wear, but we get paid for them very well. So those of you that are our leaders, it's time for us to put on whatever hat we need to put on and get our team excited again. For those of you that aren't leaders, kick your leaders in the butt and tell them you need to get excited. You need help being excited. It's tough out there in the world. People say no to you. People do there's a lot of negativity. There's a lot of people that are short on funds right now. That doesn't mean that there's not a market. That means that we have to do our job better. Okay? So, that's the soapbox for today. That's the training for today. and I don't know how this thing works. I don't know if you can make comments or anything like that, but maybe you can on Facebook or whatever. But if you have a resolution that you've made and already broke, please let us know. If you've made a resolution and you've kept it this long, that's a big thing, because most people make it 24 hours according to the statistics. So we're going to keep an eye on you. Please let us know what we can help you with. Let us know what your goals are, what your resolutions are, so we can talk about it every day. And you know, in AA, what you get is a friend, a buddy, you know, so that when you're getting off the resolution wagon, then you can talk to your buddy and they'll help you get back on. And I really personally don't like to be held accountable, because it's much easier not to do it when you're not held accountable. So I'm sure that I would have some people that would gladly be my buddies, both online and offline. And if you don't want to be my buddy, tough. I can find others. So if you want to be my buddy online, then you'll have to Facebook Beck, I guess, because I don't have one. She made me take it down because I'm a bad boy. And
Not true.
so anyway, I never used it. I don't even know how to turn it on. I learned how to do a text. Hey, last month I text more than once. Yeah, and I receive texts. I don't know how to get them unless I see them on the front. But once they're gone off the front, they're kind of lost to me. And I don't know how to do them without a whole lot of rigmarole. But new things we can learn. Okay, Happy New Year. I hope you all do well. We wish you all the happiness and joy and peace and prosperity that there is. Okay, bye.